Hello, everyone. This is Christy Grace Untainted Truth, and this is the place where you get nothing but the truth. I know I have not been hitting my theme subject, and yes, that's the one. This is the place where you get nothing. I mean, absolutely nothing but the truth. So, yeah, we are back on part 2 of astrophysics vis-a-vis our big G, that is God in heaven. I realize that every calling is relevant because God does not make a mistake, right? In a sense that if you're an astrophysicist, you're a physicist, you're an accountant, you did marketing, whatsoever field that you're in, the gifts of God are broad. It's not just on the pulpit and ministering, because in your field you could minister to those others might not be able to reach in the church. I realized that careers have made us to meet people that we thought we'd never meet. And God can give you a career knowing that you've met someone as a born-again child of God, and they'll be saved through you, because your life will be a testimony of how you got the job, how you made it in life. Would be enough reason for them to say, you know what, I want to have real Jesus. Because in as much as I'm working, there are certain things in my life that are not going so well. And I love one man of God, he said, people can say, I have everything you have as a Christian, so why should I accept your God? And I said, this is the biggest thing that I've heard, and I'm taking it and I've been running with it. The difference is that when I achieve, my achievements glorify God, and their achievements glorify something else. So God taking the glory in your achievement is the biggest thing ever, because he says, if you can deny me in public, I'll also deny you to my Father. So you acknowledging that you got what you got through God, you achieved the best that you have in life because you have God in your life. You are literally pronouncing to the whole world that you know what, he can, because there is a notion that Jesus really cannot go that far. But no. So yeah, so don't undermine every field that you're at, because it's gonna be a platform to touch somebody, to reach somebody. In as much as there is so much information going around, pick what is good. When somebody's presenting, carry your dustbin, make sure it's right next to you. That which you don't need, leave it right there. Put it in the trash, the imaginary trash. That's what I do. And that which is worth collecting, and then you collect, you run with it. Yeah? So, but remember, your gifting, your ability, your calling, your work environment, that is also a platform for you to pronounce and say, oh Lord, he made it through for me. And that is what God wants, because the world is slowly but surely trying to deviate people from acknowledging God, that they achieved what they achieved through God. But we also need to be careful that there are people who have actually acknowledged God and they know they did not get it from God. For instance, somebody can sleep with a boss to get a promotion or to get a job, and they go and stand on a pulpit to acknowledge God. God is not glorified in that. I am sorry. This is the untainted truth. People ought to change. If whatever you got, if you got the marriage through bewitching the man, if you got whatever you got through stealing, please stay away from our pulpits. We are not there to listen to you people lying about God, because the judgment, you will be judged for the boldness that you'd have to stand in front of people and tell them that God made it through for you. You even invite a pastor to come and preach and bless your marriage. The marriage that You are putting another man of God into a trap to fortify a trapped man in a marriage. I know these are things that are done by women. I'm telling you. Stay away from the pulpit. Your judgment will be intensifying. So let us be careful. Inasmuch as people are testifying about the goodness of God, let it be genuinely from God. Because play everywhere else. Why in God's house? Are you trying to diminish God's power or God's capacity because He kept quiet when you did it the first time? Now you are going there giving distorted testimonies. Those who know you will be saying, God, 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 God. But God has no credit in that. It's not about announcing God. It's about God really being the mastermind behind your miracle, behind your blessing. So please, this is part 2. Watch what they say about astrophysics, how the stars look in heaven. It's so amazing, the uniqueness, the capacity of God. How can you not serve Him? This is a call to say, if you don't have Jesus in your life, there's no man who can create what you're about to see from now. Think about it. Jesus is waiting on you. It's never too late. It's never too late. Shalom.
Right, so these are 2 of the planets, and if we use a little bit of magnification, we start seeing things happening. Telescope, start working out which planets they are. Right, so the one at the bottom that looks like the moon, that is Mercury, and the red planet Mars. Right, so Mars is always an interesting one, so we can go to Mars, and that's what we like about this system, which is totally different from the old size. Is that we can fly now to objects. We can leave the Earth and then fly up towards Mars. I warned you! Right, so as we can see, we've got some polar caps up there at the moment. Right, let me just take the shadow away. And then I need to go to latitude 137 and -4 degrees. Closer. Right, and then we've got Gale Crater over here, and where we've got our friend, Curiosity rover driving around at the moment over here on Mars. Right, what does it look like there? Well, it looks like the Guru. Okay, not much going on. Right, so that is where it is at the moment. Okay, so it's a dry, barren place. Average temperature about -68 degrees centigrade. Okay, so yeah, it's a bit on the cold side. So I've got no idea why people want to go. Right, and then we can also see, as I zoom out, 2 objects moving with it, and that's 2 of the moons. Right, and I'd like to go to Phobos. Phobos looks like a giant potato. Right, big potato up there. Lots of chips on it. Okay, so when we go towards early morning, then we will find another planet in our sky, and that is the beautiful ring planet, Saturn. And Saturn is really, really interesting to look at the telescope, especially this year. As Saturn takes 30 years to go around the Sun, the Earth crosses its plane about every 15 years, and therefore it seems to us as if the rings are closing up on us. Right, and that is happening this year. Okay, so actually it is happening at the moment. And what it does is this. Right, but can go and explore a little bit over there. Get it. Learner's license.
Whoop. Are these stones? Amazing.
Go into it.
Ooh.
Right, so obviously this is an artist impression of the rings of Saturn.
Really?
But all the other imagery
Stones
is
are
actual
cool.
data. Saturn's data is from the Cassini spacecraft. Right, and if you want to play Star Wars, we can go into hyperspace as well.
Ooh.
Right, so beautiful ringed world, Saturn. Right, let's return back to our planet Earth. And this time, we're quickly going to turn towards the south. Right, so when we turn towards the south, we've got really, really beautiful skies, except for that spotlight that's up in the sky at the moment. Let's just shoot that one. Right, so there's our beautiful sky. And the obvious constellation in our night sky is that of the Southern Cross. Okay, so a lot of people saw different things, and even here in South Africa, right, so the Khoi saw over here 2 male lions, the 2 pointer stars, and then the 3 bright stars in the Southern Cross over here as 3 female lions over there, the lion cub. Right. Also what we can spot, and we can sort of see a naked eye, is something over there. Right? And it's easy if you're in a dark space. There's the 2 pointer stars go up to that star, equal distance from. We will coming close to that object. Zoom a little bit towards it. You can see it's just a big fuzzy patch. And that is NGC 5139. Right, so NGC, or just let's use the common name for it, that is Omega Centauri. And the biggest and the best globular star cluster you can see. Right, so containing about 10 million stars, and with also a black hole in the center of this cluster. Right, so this is things that we can do with, basically I'm just playing around with the system. Very importantly to us, those of you that maybe was there with the talk about the plate archive, Alec showed a photo there of one of the prints from the plates, and that was Alpha Centauri. Right, and the big thing of the Alpha Centauri, apart from that it's the closest star to us after the Sun, right, is that, get closer, it's not a single star, but you do see 2 stars, and those stars take 80 years to go once around each other. But there's a 3rd star, a white dwarf star, called Proxima Centauri. And Proxima Centauri is the closest star to us after the Sun. And that was discovered in 1915, a few kilometers from here, right at the old Union Observatory, that stage in Observatory. Okay, it's very confusing when people say, oh, it's an observatory, Cape Town Observatory or Joburg Observatory. Right, the Joburg Observatory was world renowned for its double star observations that it did. Okay, just before we go on to the next part, right, those of you that is watching the news and things, right, we've stunning high resolutions also taking part in this is also the SALT telescope, right? Sutherland just also taking part in this survey, right? And that will run for the next 10 years. If this is the first image, then really things to come is going to be really, really good. All right, now as you look at this picture, we can also see a lot of stars, and we also see a lot of stars do have different colors, which also means that they're in different stages of their life. So in the show, we're going to explore the life cycles and so on of stars. Right, and this is a show that has been donated to us by the American Museum of Natural History. Right, and then I would like just to ask, please note no filming or photography.